considering we have entered the month of my birth, April, and the weather has changed globally, I have decided that now would actually be a pretty good time to show off winter. This is pretty much the only different season. All of the other seasons, spring, autumn, and summer, they're identical. There's no different encounters pretty much anywhere aside from in winter, where you tend to encounter a couple more ice types, but all in all, you're not going to see much different. You're going to be seeing a couple of ice types here and there, and Deerling, of course, will change its form, but that's just about it. And also, I think so since I actually got into a battle while going up this route, I decided now would actually be a pretty good time to show off one of the effects of hail. That is Ice Body, my ability on Vanilla. It's restoring some of my HP every single turn, in addition to I am not taking damage from the hail because I'm an ice type. Anything that has a this weather affects this ability, even if they are not the type that is naturally immune to that type of weather, you will be immune, and of course you have a berry. Please don't be a citrus. Okay, at least this is not a berry. But yeah, if we add the move Blizzard, which I think we get access to in one of the next towns, I think actually might be like the next 2 towns, we get access to the move Blizzard, which in a hailstorm will always hit. If I could, more reliably set up hail and be able to just blizzard spam, I might consider doing that. And I don't know if I already learned hail or not, but hail is interesting. It's, especially when you are using blizzard, you can hit really, really high power damage. It's not, say, like Rain Dance, where Rain Dance always makes thunder hits. Rain Dance is owned by a lot of Pokemon, but doesn't really provide many offensive benefits other than boosting your water type moves and making thunder always hit, as well as reducing your fire type damage. But if you're a water type, you're generally not going to be hit by fire moves. Just saying. But hail, it hits everything other than ice types, and considering a lot of trainers don't generally have ice types on their team, you're pretty good to just spam Blizzard and have hail rack up damage. It also destroys Sturdy, which might be a little helpful, but yeah. If I never said Audino gave great experience, you can see that right there. That's a ridiculous amount of experience for a wild Pokemon battle. And also, I do like the little hail sound effect, the little clink, 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 clink. I do like that sound. Just, it adds a bit more life to these areas, and I'm pretty sure you heal. Oh, right, you mentioned the thing. Yeah, there we go, you heal. Yeah, thank you. Celestial Tower, we will be getting to that very shortly, and that is a very sad point in the game. Just, it's not, it's, you'll understand when you get there, but also we've been through this whole little song and dance before with Clay, so I'll just skip ahead. Well, with N's whole little spiel done in this game, it's time we go over the encounters in this area. Starting off, we have Joltik. Actually, wait, no, we're getting interrupted by, Bianca right here. Nexus, did you know this? The floating stones move when you touch them. Right, Professor? And Professor Juniper's arrived on the scene. He's gonna make everything better. Hi there, how are you, Nexus? This place is always charged with lots of electricity that Pokemon like. Electricity change. Electric charges react from one stone to another, and that's why some of the stones are floating. But not all of the stones can be pushed. My father asked me to research Clink, which is a Pokemon that looks like a gear, because I'm researching the origins of Pokemon and the era they appears. Who knows? He knows how to get what he wants from people, but I was already interested in this anyway, so it's been a lot of fun. Hey, Max, this is for you. We obtained the Lucky Egg. Oh, this is a great item. Giving that Lucky Egg to a Pokemon to hold increases the amount of experience received in battle by a lot. Having a strong Pokemon will make it easier to fill your Pokedex pages. She's not wrong, at least about the EXP that it gives. An item to be held by a Pokemon, this egg is filled with happiness that earns extra experience in battle. This is an amazing item. It boosts the amount of experience earned by, I think it's like 50%. It's ridiculous, and I freaking love it because In this game, especially with the scaling experience, it can get a little annoying to level Pokemon up. This helps take a bit of that edge off. And back to Pokemon, Joltik. This is the first of many Pokemon we're going to be encountering in the Chargestone Cave. Electric and Bug is a very interesting type combination. That and it's also got very high speed and close to evolving. Galvantula is a speedy Pokemon if I've ever seen one, and it packs decent offensive stats. It's not exactly bulky, but it more than makes up for it in the ability to just completely disrupt teams. Unnerve is a very interesting ability. It prevents Pokemon from eating berries, and as a number of big trainers have their ace holding the berry, it can be very helpful. But the real thing is Compound Eyes. This ability gives an additional 30% accuracy to all moves. You like the move Thunder? Well, it makes it something like 91% accurate. Yeah, it's a wonderful move, especially when you have 91% accuracy backing up that strong of a move. Might not have the stats that look like it would hit hard, but Galvantula can. Let's see, so we have a couple of other Pokemon we can get here, and I forgot to just skip out a couple of things because I'm kind of an idiot. Okay, bios. Up next we have the Spiky Durian of Doom itself, or at least what turns into the Spiky Durian of Doom itself, Ferocid. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that pronunciation. It honestly really looks like it should be pronounced Ferocid, but hey, because you know, Pharaoh as an iron, but hey. As for the Pokemon itself, thing is very defensive. Iron Barbs. One of the best ways to completely deter physical attackers. Pair this up with the fact that it has access to the Rocky Helmet item, you can deal an absolute insane amount of damage to Pokemon that are hitting you with physical moves, just based on that recoil damage alone. Low speed complements the move Gyro Ball wonderfully. Curse also complements Gyro Ball wonderfully by being able to decrease your own speed. Honestly, there is just everything good and wonderful about this Pokemon, and not much bad to say about it other than one of its weaknesses is a double weakness, but only has 2 weaknesses, so really not a lot to dislike about this Pokemon. It's just great. However, that's all I can say for good steel types in this gym, or at least in this cave, sorry, not gym. Clink is... Professor Juniper was speaking highly of it before, at least he's looking for it. It's... not good. Less than stellar stats. It might look a bit interesting, hey, a steel type that's got good defensive stats, and, you know, not terrible speed, especially when fully evolved. And not a bad physical attack stat. Sorry, but it really doesn't get that many physical moves. Pretty much the best you're gonna do with it is keep it as a Clink until level 49, or level 48, get access to Gear Grind, which boosts speed and special and physical attack, and just spam Gear Grind or Iron Head. Actually, I don't know if learn Iron Head in this game, but just spam Gear Grind from that point on. That's the best you're gonna get. It doesn't get many physical moves other than the standard Return, Frustration, Facade, Giga Impact. It gets access to, you know, Giga Impact, of course, but Gear Grind is pretty much its best steel type stat move, and almost everything else it gets is all special. It might get access to Metal Sound to help, but its move pool is just terrible. I really wanted to like Clang and Quinn Clang, and was actually thinking about using it on the team briefly for the Black version playthrough, but it just, looking at everything, it would not be fun to use. It's clever in terms of how you can use it. It just gets horrible, and it really makes me sad. I really want to like this thing. And rounding out our encounters, we have Dynamo, or should I say less than stellar electric type. Dynamo is interesting. It doesn't really learn anything by level up, and pretty much you can evolve it right after you catch it because it evolves at level 38, which isn't that far away, and you're going to be getting a Thunderstone, spoilers, later on in this dungeon. But as for how it performs, it's not terrible. It's an electric type that has access to Levitate, and when it gets fully evolved, it does get some pretty decent moves in conjunction with a pretty good mixed offensive stat distribution. Electric does lend itself to some good mixed offensive moves, especially with Wild Charge being a move that was added in this generation, and having a very bizarre move pool of physical moves and special moves. It's not a terrible Pokemon, but in all honesty, if you're looking for an electric type, and say Galvantula was not hard-hitting enough to be something you'd want to get your hands on, Eelektross is definitely something that will not disappoint. I considered using it myself for a long time, like a lot of Pokemon we're going to be getting into later. But Professor Juniper needs our help with something. I think we're just about done collecting data. This cave has been around since the distant past, but to prove that Clink existed more than 100 years ago can't be found. So that must mean Clink suddenly appeared 100 years ago. Or 100 years ago. Okay, I'll see myself out. Where Pokemon came from and where they are going. If we can learn that, I believe we can all get along better. You know what, Maxus? Pokemon are mysterious. I wonder why these amazing little guys stay by our sides. Well, because they want friends, and we are friends to them. I don't really know why that little electric crystal is right there, because it serves no real purpose. I just kind of like pushing it. Please have Compound Eyes. Please don't have Unnerve. Unnerve is a good ability. It's just good. For the thing I want, I just don't want to have Unnerve. And yes, if that didn't give it away, I do want to have a Joltik on my team. I was in a bit of a toss-up for a while about which of the electric types I was going to have on my team, because I do really like Eelektross. I think Eelektross is kind of the better option, just if you want hits things really hard with electric type damage, because it has a wonderful stat distribution and a move pool that is amazing. But Galvantula I kind of feel would fit better on the team, as well as it does have that bug subtyping, even though Galvantula doesn't have the no weakness that, say, Eelektross has, because Eelektross is an electric type that has Levity for the ability, so you can't hit it with ground moves, unless you have a Pokemon with Mold Breaker or you Smackdown on it. It's a pretty good idea for a Pokemon, just it functionally has no weakness unless you do some outside conditions. Yeah, this is a cave of either good Pokemon or just bad Pokemon. You also... Okay, why does Avalanche make physical contact? Let's go Icy Wind. I don't know if Icy Wind's actually going to KO. Actually, no, that's a bad idea because Gyro Ball's going to deal max damage. Unless you don't use Gyro Ball this turn. Oh, no. Come on! Vanillite just can't catch a freaking break in this dungeon. It's like everyone hates Vanillite Day up in this place. I don't like that. But I like Vanillite. I want everyone else to like it too. You know what? Just die. Just get freaking roasted with Oblivion, you Durian. Little spiky Durian of Doom. But yeah, you can see how much damage just adds up from Iron Barbs. You give that thing the Rocky Helmet, it kind of just gets obnoxious. That's one of the few reasons why I very much enjoy using Ferrothorn competitively. Just, I mean, I also love Steel types, but just the fact you can do so much damage without even hitting them. Just use Rocky Helmet, use Iron Barbs, use Leech Seed. You're not even hitting them, and they're just taking massive damage. It's kind of ridiculous. I love it. Now, if we can please get ourselves a Joltik. They're not that rare. It's 39% chance encounter. That's basically 40%. That's not hard. I'm pretty sure it is the most common Pokemon in this entire dungeon. You know what? Screw it. I'm not gonna fight you, Durian. I don't want to battle you because you're just kind of mean. Dad, I believe the story progress down there, so I want to go catch myself a Joltik. I do like Dynamo's Cry. It sounds a bit like a Geiger counter. I think I mentioned that before, but I just like it. I like the Geiger counter sound effect it has. Just make the finally one that's milling compound eyes. And also, of course, you are paralyzed. Let's catch ourselves a little bit. Let's catch ourselves a little bit. Thankfully, you don't really have much of a physical attack. No, you have Electro Web. That's actually very good. I actually want that. Let me see why after I fund this thing. Okay, are we in a range? 65. Okay, yeah. So, a little more than double. Yeah. Unless we crit, we're fine. Oh, bug bite. Yeah, you get that. That's actually a very annoying move. Come on, Vanillite. I know you can do it. I know you can do it, Vanillite. I believe in you. Vanillite. You're making me look bad. Making me look bad, you little Vanillite. I bought a lot of these characters. You know what? You're probably going to go down this turn because you're going to hit with something like a Bug Bite or Fury Cut or whatever. It's going to crit me and it's going to KO me. And that would have been a wasted paralysis. So you know what? I'm going to fully restore you. That way, no matter what shenaniganery happens, you will not get KO'd. Of course, I actually could have used the paralyzed heal and it wouldn't matter. But again, I just would have had to use something anyway. The heal is actually anyway, so it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. Let's make that snow not so yellow anymore. How much damage will Fury Cutter actually deal? I could have lived that hit, but I wouldn't want to have taken that chance. You don't really have good mixed offensive attacks. You have really have decently good special attacks. But also with the little plan I have in store for you, that little special attacking stat will be coming in quite a powerhouse. So yeah, also Gastro Acid would nullify the Levitate ability on Dynamo's line, so you don't need just that one extraneous thing. Alright. So let's see. What Pokeballs do we have? You know what? Let's just go for a Net Ball. We can do one more time with that. Get the catch. Yeah. One of my luck is gonna crit. Or avoid. Okay. So we did nothing at all that turn. I do actually love how freaking tiny Joltik is. Canonically, it is one of the tiniest Pokemon out there, and it's kind of just comical how tiny it is. Alright, low enough HP, I think it's kind of good for the Net Ball, because you're at a sliver of HP, this deals bonus catch rate against anything bug or water, and you are bug. Good. Yes! Caught it! Now please have a good nature, because I spent more time catching you than we probably should have. I spent about 20 minutes looking for you. The attaching Pokemon. They attach themselves to large-bodied Pokemon and absorb static electricity, which they store in an electric pouch. Look at that. Height. 4 inches. And some of this thing weighs a pound and 1.3 pounds for something that's 4 inches tall. I don't know. So that's then Pokemon 101, because it is Pokemon 101. But as for the nickname for this little Joltik, Taranza. You see why that giving this thing name to a female one wouldn't have exactly made sense. Kirby is not a series I have particularly played a lot. I have only played 2 games in the series, and they've actually grown on me a lot, and they do have a bit of a special place in my heart. The first game of Kirby I played was actually Triple Deluxe. And I just thought, of all things, it probably would make the most sense just to name a Pokemon after that. I thought there was only one other nickname I would ever give to a Galvantula family member, and it was either that or Kamagaris, and I went with the one that I felt was a bit less me, as well as one that would give a bit of sentimental names. Often lost in thought. Wow, you do sound a bit like me. That's what I'm lost in thought. Let's see how wow, we actually did leave you with a little bit of HP left. So, I think it's time we start training the little guy. And what do you know, that little lucky egg that you gave us, Professor Juniper, is gonna come in very handy. Let's fill you up, and you'll be ready for battle. Knowing my luck, we're probably gonna encounter a bunch of things that, oh wait, Galvantula, Ferrocene, Galvantula, Galvantula, Joltek.